Hi everyone, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be teaching you all about speech writing. There are lots of things you can include in a speech to make it really stand out and grab the audience's attention. But in this first video, we're going to look at triples, which some people call triplets, or others refer to as the rule of three. Whatever name you go with, it's clear that 3 is a magic number. 3 has significance in many cultures and religions all around the world. There's the Holy Trinity in Christianity. 3 is considered a good or lucky number, and we even have sayings like third time's a charm and best of 3. It's the smallest odd prime number, and it's the smallest number required to make a pattern. So when it comes to speech writing, you'll see that it's also a powerful tool for capturing your audience's attention. There are a number of ways to use a triple in a speech, in any piece of writing really, an article or a persuasive piece too, and each of them have their own names. So let's start with the basic triple, or what we call rule of 3. To use this, you need to simply come up with 3 ways of saying the same thing, or at least something very similar. Imagine you are delivering a speech at a school assembly about the school's recent decision to shorten lunch break from an hour to 45 minutes. You could say something like, "Principal Jeffers, teachers and fellow students, I'm standing before you today because the decision that has recently been taken by this school to shorten our lunch is unacceptable." Or you could introduce a triple and say something like this. "Principal Jeffers, teachers and fellow students, I'm standing before you today because the decision that has recently been taken by this school to shorten our lunch is inhumane, unfair, and unacceptable." The use of 3 broadly similar adjectives to describe the action you are speaking about allows you to emphasize your opposition to it. There's something in the use of 3 words that our brains respond to. Alternatively, you can use it to positive effect. Imagine you are delivering a speech to a group of local politicians, trying to persuade them to open a skate park for young people in your area. You could say, "Please open it. It will be really great because we'd all have somewhere to go and skate." Or you could use the persuasive power of the triple and say something like, "I'm calling on you to do the right thing. If you do this for young people in this area, you will be doing something incredible, amazing, and wonderful." So that's the most basic version of the rule of 3, or triple. Another way to use triples is to give 3 examples to support an argument. Again, it works on the same principle as we've mentioned already. You say something 3 times, or you give 3 examples, and it makes your case more powerful. For example, if you were writing a speech about the dangers of climate change and you want to emphasize the impact on the world around us, you could say something like this. "If we don't do something meaningful now and take action, the sea levels will rise. We could also have flooding, and then because of the flooding, we could have food shortages and famines." To tidy it up and to really make use of the triple, you could change it to something like this. "If we don't do something meaningful now and take action, sea levels will rise, towns and cities will flood, and famine will flourish." Once you've identified it as a technique, you're going to start seeing this everywhere. You see it in ads. You also see it in famous speeches, such as Barack Obama's inaugural speech. He said, "Homes have been lost, jobs shed, businesses shuttered." And even Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, "We cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground government of the people, by the people, for the people." So there's the basic triple, using 3 similar words to emphasize how you feel about something. Then there's a slightly different triple, which is giving 3 examples in order to support an argument or a point. And there's one last type of triple that we're going to look at now. This next sort is actually a device called anaphora. Anaphora simply means to repeat the opening word or words at the beginning of 2 or more subsequent clauses. So let's take a look at an example. Imagine a world without suffering. Imagine a world without pain. Imagine a world without misery. As you can see, the word imagine is repeated at the beginning of each clause. It clearly links each of the other ideas in the sentence, suffering, misery, and pain. And another example could be something like this. "Together we can make a difference. Together we can end suffering. Together we can end homelessness." So the idea here is to create a link for your audience by repeating the beginning of each clause. This device has been used to great effect in many famous speeches. Think of Dr. Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech, where he says, "I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. So in this video, we've looked at a few different ways to use triples or root of 3. It can be 3 linked words used to enhance the description of something. It could be 3 examples to support a point or a position. Or it could even be a little bit more thoughtful, and it could be anaphora, where you are repeating the opening word or words of 2 or more subsequent clauses. I hope that this video has been useful in your approach to speech writing. In the next video, we're going to look at some more devices that you can use, including things like direct address, collective pronouns, and some emotive language.